Hello friends, it's Dave here from SafeDex.
And I'm Sophie.
And we are here to talk about 3 games in a first impressions review for each one. We've been given these all as review codes, so thank you very much to the publishers for that. And the reason we're doing this all together as first impressions is because we just didn't really have enough time to get through them all completely. That's why we sort of present them, just tell you what the games are about, and based on the time we spent on them, what we think of them. So what are these 3 games, I hear you asking?
Well, go on, Dave.
The first one is called Thunderpaw. The second one is called Supermarket Shriek. And the third one is called Fate of the Pharaoh. So we'll start off with Thunderpaw. Now I know you spent more time on this one than I did, Sophie, but we both had a fair share of this game, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Okay, so what is Thunderpaw then?
Thunderpaw's a 2D platformer where you play as a German Shepherd. It looks a bit like the dog from All Dogs Go to Heaven. Basically, it's normal platforming. You're jumping. You're also shooting. You have different types of weapons. So you've got like a bouncy bullet, and you've got normal bullets.
Yeah, the bouncy bullet was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. What I did notice that when you're shooting, there's recoil.
Yeah, that was a bit annoying.
It was a little bit, especially because like some of the platforms are not that big. And there's like a big drop, and you shoot pigs, cows, cats with patches, and yeah, you just progress through the level, and after each level there's a boss fight.
Our bosses were quite hard, I found.
Yeah, they were, but they're okay. They weren't
not the worst, but
yeah, they weren't like memorable. Yeah, they were okay.
I kind of found they were harder than the levels themselves.
They were more fun than the levels, I'd say.
Yeah, and also speaking of the levels, sort of like the way they're designed.
Yeah.
Was like a bit of a maze, I'd say.
Yes, a maze, but there's no map. The thing is, you have to kill all the enemies before you progress in the level.
Yes, and that could be when you don't really know where you're going or retreading old ground. Now, the levels aren't too big, so getting lost, it's not too much getting lost that you're there for hours and hours or anything like that. But it would have been nice to have had a map.
Yes.
I say this about a lot of games that don't have maps.
You know how much I like maps, so yeah. I'm all about maps.
I mean, it's not essential that there's a map, but it would have streamlined it a bit if you could. Don't have to tell us where everything is, but just so you get an idea of where you are.
Yes.
That would have helped quite a lot. So what else could you get in this game from killing the enemies? They drop things, don't they?
Yeah, so they drop blue and red gems. The blue ones are the upgrades for your gun, and then the red ones are health.
Yeah, and as that meter fills up, your gun gets upgraded, but every time you get hit, you would lose that gun meter.
Yeah.
So you get downgrade there. For what the price is, it's not a badly sized game.
Yeah, it was quite nice. And one of the things I quite liked is that on the snow level, there was a wind hazard. And it could help you jump further distances, which was quite fun.
Yeah, so although the gameplay did seem sort of samey for the most part, there are sort of little twists here and there. So I think it's only £4.99.
Yes.
Which is a really good price for it, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty good price for what it is.
Yeah, it's sort of like a cheap and cheerful game, and it offers a nice challenge at times, and yeah, not a bad one at all. I think I would recommend this for people that like the look of it.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah.
And it's a dog.
Yeah, what's not to like?
With a gun.
Okay, so the second game to talk about is Supermarket Shriek. Oh, goodness me. So we've played about half an hour of this.
Yes. There's so many British culture references.
One thing that British people will sort of smile at straight away. There was a game show, I think in the 90s.
Yes, I remember.
Called Supermarket Sweep. I don't know if Americans had an equivalent to it.
They probably did have.
Basically, it was sort of like a scavenger hunt in a supermarket, but it wasn't a real supermarket, it was a set.
Yeah.
But that's what the contestants had to do. But the host of this was called Dale Winton. But the first shop you go in is called Winton's or something like that. So that was like a little nod to the presenter there.
It was, yeah.
Which I think that might go over the heads of people that didn't know about the show.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but there's sort of like, there was like a shop that was clearly modelled after Poundland and things like that.
Yes.
Which I'm sure Americans know what Poundland is because of Ashens, if they watch Ashens.
Oh yeah, of course.
But
also there's so we haven't mentioned like the mechanic of the game.
No,
so basically you're a human and a goat and you're shrieking, and that's powering you forward in a trolley. It's bizarre.
It seemed to be emphasising co-op when I got the game.
Yeah.
because from the blurb I got the whole fact that, because there is co-op in this, and it seemed like that would be the ideal way to play. So how this works is, when you shriek, when the man shrieks, the trolley would sort of turn left, and when the goat shrieks, the trolley would turn right, or vice versa, whichever one's on which side.
Yeah.
To make the man shriek, you hold the left trigger. To make the goat shriek, you'll turn the right trigger. So if you hold both at once, you'll move in a straight line, and then you sort of just hold the one if you want to go in a certain direction. If you play this in co-op, it's like one controls the goat, one controls the man.
Yeah.
But it's still ZL for the man, ZR for the goat, and you have to have separate controllers if playing co-op. I feel it would have been easier if you could have just held the same, like even if it's the Pro controller or the Switch and handheld, to have just held it, just play it single player and just have one hold the other, especially because you can just hand out a separate Joy-Con to each other. But overall, I thought this was better to play in single player.
Yeah, same.
So although it's easier to play in single player, it does give you a star rating for co-op experience, so I'm guessing you get extra stars for playing it in co-op. And I'm also going to mention as well that there is a party mode in it for a competitive multiplayer, I would assume, but we haven't had a chance to test that yet. So bear in mind that that is featured in the game as well. Because we didn't mention the layouts of the stores. It's like an obstacle course.
Yeah.
Some of them will tell you to collect certain things before the exit opens. Some of them will tell you to do it in the fastest time. Others, you're racing a robot. And there'll be like fire pits and spikes and all sorts of madness.
It's really funky, for sure.
Yeah. But then we get to the whole point that it is £16.99.
Yes, that is spicy.
Very spicy, that is. And I feel like it needs to be on a sale, because it's the sort of thing you'd pick up, play for a bit,
and then put down.
Because after our half-hour session, that involved us trying it in co-op and both of us trying it in single player, and we sort of felt like we'd had our fill for now.
Yeah.
It's something we'll come back to.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But sort of play it in small doses. So, and there is like a high score because it rates you on stars based on your performance, and some levels you need to get a certain amount of stars to unlock. So you have to replay the levels to improve on your score. So there is replayability there. We don't know how long the game is at this point, but based on the first half hour, I think it needs to be on the sale. It's a fun one.
Yeah.
Definitely. So the third game we're going to talk about is one I've not played, but Sophie has.
Yes.
And you've put a few hours into this one.
I have, yes.
Fate of the Pharaoh. Tell us about this game.
So this game is sort of like, I can't really explain it. It kind of makes me think of a mobile game, and actually when I first picked it up and I was playing in handheld, I couldn't figure out how to use the controls, and therefore my player name is Player, because I couldn't change the name. But basically it was much more easier to do in touchscreen, but you can use controls, so it's right stick and then ZR. It's like a kind of a clicker, I guess, like
Can
a mouse.
you use the pointer, did you work out? Or
I didn't even use the
okay.
pointer, I just moved like
the
a cursor.
stick, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, so basically it's sort of like a management game. So you're basically building up a town and then collecting taxes when the time fills up and the taxes are ready. And then that money goes back to the Pharaoh and you collect the money, and then you can build a quarry and then, upgrade that quarry and get some materials to build more stuff. Stuff like that, basically. It was kind of fun, I must say. I did enjoy it, but it was very much seemed like a mobile game.
I noticed you said you were like 25% through the game after a couple of hours, so it looks like an 8-hour experience.
Yeah.
And if it gets harder, then you're having to retry levels more, then probably longer. So, and it's £8.99, so you're getting a long game there, but quality-wise, would you say it's worth that?
I don't know, because when a picture is too small for something and then it looks really fuzzy?
Yeah.
That's kind of what the background looks like. But the actual little animations look okay. But like on the map screen where you're choosing your level, it looks like a picture that's been overstretched. So it's not super polished. I don't think it would be because, it seems to be a mobile game. Yeah, I'd say $8.99 is a bit steep.
Yeah, a bit too spicy.
Bit too spicy.
So maybe if it was on half price, you'd recommend it?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So, so that's basically 3 very first impressions, mini reviews of these 3 games. So how would you rank these 3 games from most favourite to least favourite? So we didn't hate any of these games, by the way.
Oh no, not at all. I think I had more fun with Supermarket Shriek and also the pop cultural references. And then I'd say Fate of the Pharaohs because of the lack of map in Thunderpaw. But that's not a problem. It's just that, I just like to get through things a lot streamier.
I notice your favourite to least favourite goes in the same order of most expensive to least expensive. So your money is going to the better quality there.
Yes.
I would say Supermarket Shriek was my favourite of the 3.
Yeah.
Then I'd have to say Thunderpaw simply because I've not played Fate of the Pharaoh. So
the thing is, I feel like Fate of the Pharaoh is like something you can just like pick up and just plug away at. It's just mindless fun.
Yeah.
I quite like mindless fun.
But although Thunderpaw was our 3rd favourite here, it is the only one that we think is worth the price.
Yes, 100%.
So take that for what it's worth. So all 3 of them worth playing. 2 of them when they're on sale. 1 of them is worth its asking price. So, Guy, what do you think of these games? And they've all been out now, so you've all had a chance to play them, no doubt. So let us know in the comments down below if you've tried them out, if you like the look of them, if we've convinced you to buy any of them. And thank you so much for watching, everyone. Make sure you subscribe for more in the future, and we will see you in the next one.
Goodbye.